When I arrived to Sicily, it's difficult. It's dangerous and it's terrible, which is what I never wish to do.
The island of Sicily, a dream holiday spot. But beneath the scenic beauty lies an ugly reality. Thousands of Nigerian women, like Favor, trafficked into sex work.
I never wake up one day to say that I'm coming to Europe, to Sicily, to come and do prostitute. Sadness, pain, that is what I get.
Many underage girls are exploited in the dark of the night. Fabrizio has been a cop for 27 years, and for the last 19, he's been investigating sex trafficking rings in Palermo. We're just driving into the red light district now with a local police force who carry out these regular fact-finding patrols to try and gather evidence on the women being trafficked into sex work. 80% of all female Nigerian migrants in Italy are or will become sex trafficking victims. Here in Sicily, the police are finding that more and more of the victims are under 18 years old.
Questa qua ha 14 anni. È appena scesa, sì, è appena scesa e il cliente è ancora là sotto. Mi dà un documento. Tutte e due.
The two men in the car tell Fabrizio that they've driven in from the suburbs. He's taken down their information but doesn't arrest them. Paying for sex isn't illegal in Italy, but organized prostitution and underage sex work is.
Questa ragazza qui, questa è piccolissima. Voi immaginatela senza gli abiti succinti.
Later on in the night, he spots a new face.
Aspetta, guarda, solo una parola.
My boss is coming.
Fermati, solo una parola. Sì. Te lo faccio prendere. Ti faccio prendere il pullman, solo una parola. Comprendo che questa ragazza è da pochissimo per strada, è traumatizzata, tanto che il suo controllo è come dire, continuo.
Why didn't she want to speak to you?
Che quello che era al telefono gli ha detto di... Cioè, l'avete sentito la voce al telefono? Addirittura in linea, cioè la sua maman sta in linea con lei.
And how old do you think she is?
Non aveva nessuna cicatrice, nessun segno di violenza. Questo è un segno che è minorenne.
There's a growing demand for young women, so they're intentionally kept unscathed.
Abbiamo perso.
Fabrizio tells us that many women are sold by gangs for around 20,000 euros to criminal investors who get a cut of their earnings.
Il controllo è solo per quanto riguarda gli africani e dei nigeriani, ma naturalmente con la connivenza della mafia locale. Il reclutamento è invece in mano solo e esclusivamente alla mafia nigeriana.
The police have been actively investigating Nigerian mafia activity in Palermo. Despite the crackdown, they still control the streets of the city. As a gateway into Europe, many vulnerable African women smuggled here across the Mediterranean are forced into sex work to pay off the cost of the infamous trafficking route through Libya. And the mafia resort to even darker methods to ensure the women don't escape. Their hell begins here on the African continent at these shrines, where women are made to take an oath. A high priest collects their hair and nails, spiritually binding them in a Juju ritual, a ritual designed to control them. Repay your debt or die.
I make a covenant that I'm going to pay. That is all.
You made an oath.
Yes.
What was the oath? You don't want to repeat it? So and what did they tell you would happen if you broke this oath?
They told me that if I broke this oath, that I'm going to die.
We have helped almost 39 women.
The fear of breaking the oath only adds to the trauma. As a former sex worker, Osas understands what these women are up against. She now runs a grassroots organization that helps fellow Nigerian women escape the clutches of the sex industry. She says 80% of them are sold by their parents to traffickers.
So painful. 13 years, 12 years, even the 10 years old that got pregnant. So painful.
Osas describes the lengths some madams go to prepare the young girls for work.
I have one, she's a virgin, and they took these mafia boys, the Nigerian mafias, to come and virgin her in the house.
To take her virginity?
To take her virginity so that she can work and bring money to the madam. They used cucumber for her. She was screaming, and the woman was using the cucumber, and they were beating her so that she can be able to open up. And
So I must pay him.
Joy is one of the women Osas has taken in. She says she was tricked into leaving her village in Nigeria by elders eager for remittances. What did you experience in Libya?
They sleep with me, they beat me. Understand? And I collapsed more than 5 times in the road. I cannot even explain.
She survived the brutal passage through Libya, unaware that it would come at a price.
So I should pay 35,000 euros. How am I going to pay him? Where would I start from? He told me he will kill me with a gun, with anything. He can send someone to kill me, so nobody will know.
Some, like Joy, are duped into leaving Nigeria. Others come to Europe looking for a better life. But all of them have a debt to pay. A balance sheet managed by the madams, many of whom are victims of trafficking themselves. We're back on the streets for Fabrizio's morning patrol, and it doesn't take long for us to find trafficked women.
Ciao!
We've just ran into a group of at least 4 or 5 women, and as we pulled up, they literally legged it into the bushes. All that's left is their belongings and their station, which they pay 100 euros for, and they mark the trees to show that this is their spot with dirty makeup wipes. They even leave their client behind, wandering the bushes of Parco della Favorita.
Scusi!
He initially denies he was with the women, but eventually tells Fabrizio that he's driven 50 kilometers to come to his regular spot. This park, where many of the women work, is in the backyard of Palermo's mayoral office. As the tide of Italian politics has turned against migrants,
Hello.
Mayor Leoluca Orlando has swum a different path. He thinks that the onus is on Italians to protect vulnerable groups.
I say to the other Italian, to the other European, take care of the future of our country, because in my opinion, the first duty of a politician, of an administrator, is to let any human beings to be visible, because if you are invisible, you have no right.
But the women in Palermo have not simply fallen into sex work, but have been systematically lured from their hometowns into a lucrative industry built on exploitation. Those who've managed to escape still have to deal with the scars. How have you healed from the trauma that you experienced?
I never expected this, but God helped me. It's God.
Favor managed to escape. But as the women get younger and the system of exploitation becomes more deeply entrenched, few are able to break free from the web of entrapment. And for them, even here under the holy spires of Palermo's grand churches, hope feels out of reach.